you, man?
My guy. I'm doing good, brother. Good to see you, man.
Likewise. Good to see you.
Pleasure.
Okay. All right. We are going to be doing a deeper dive on what you refer to as an audit. And we are using our other company as a case study, Maximize Asset Protection.
Yes.
That we have been MAP. That's right. And we have the MAP team on here all listening. So they're super excited. Are you guys still there? Did I lose them?
No, wait.
I wonder because I silenced it. I bet because I silenced it.
Okay. Maybe in your...
Let's go back in. I bet it because I silenced.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. So back to it. All right. So again, we're here with Derek Smith from Egghead Social, everybody. Yes. I look forward to having a social media coach and strategist. Poor Medell has been trying to deal with Jasper and myself and hearing this and that and without any guidance. So we really, I'm really happy to have you kind of join our team and let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, where we can change the course. Norma, my partner in MAP, this is an insurance company. We're insurance agents, life insurance, health insurance agents specifically.
Yes.
We are in direct competition with all the big boys out there, Pacific Life, all the health insurance carriers, so it's also a very dull subject matter, right?
Okay.
How many people want to follow an insurance agency or less an insurance company?
Sure.
Right? I know Norma does on her spare time. She goes and watches other insurance agents all day long, right, Norma? All right, Norma's on mute, so she's not going to answer, but we're picking on Norma regardless. But if you did have time, you would love to watch other insurance agents make content, right? No one. Nobody else. But regardless, the fact of the matter is we've been putting out content for years. We look at it more as an online card, right? Our digital business card, when somebody's going to research about us, I've always looked at it as a credibility piece, a resume piece. Make sure that if they do research us, we're there. We're real human beings, right? Putting ourselves out there. So hopefully the words that people see online, they realize that people aren't going to make up a lot of nonsense and lies.
Mm-hmm.
If you're putting it online because somebody's going to hold you accountable.
Exactly.
So I've always looked at it solely as a credibility piece, not really trying to grow the channel, not really looking, ideally we want to get leads off it. Norma's done some boosting of some of the posts. We do have
Facebook boosting.
We do have other channels, which I don't know we haven't really talked about and not really sure how to
I'll show you how.
Divvy that up as a team, right? So that's a big question as well.
Okay.
We also are trying to cater to the Hispanic community, and so Norma is from Mexico and bilingual, and so there's a lot of content that we've contemplated having a channel that's dedicated all in Spanish. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But even if we do it a blended channel of English and Spanish, because reality is majority of the clients come in understand a good amount of English. It's just not their first language.
Sure.
Right. So the business conversation when they're in office needs to be in Spanish. But I think for, a lot of this kind of marketing stuff probably doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But Norma will, she could talk to that at some point.
Okay.
So at any rate, today we're going to go in, and look at MAP. And you did this audit, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And I assume that that's what's on the screen now.
Yes. It's a, what it is a 6-month YouTube growth and engagement strategy. And what I did was I took YouTube, Instagram, as well as the Facebook account, and I broke it up into 3. Thank you. I broke it up into 3 breakdowns. This is about 13 pages, so I'll be as quick as I possibly can be. However, as you'll notice here, with YouTube in particular, it's a 6-month growth strategy. Okay. And I'll go into detail about that. But with the Instagram and the Facebook, it's only a 30-day approach. And that's with the Instagram and Facebook, it's a 30-day approach, and that's done for a reason.
Okay.
That's done for a reason. And by the way, for the team that's also listening, please shoot me questions. I love questions. I want to answer as many questions as I can as I go through this. And if I'm speaking too fast because I get passionate and a bit nerdy, tell me to slow down. I'm a really nice guy. So tell me to slow down. Jumping right in. Let me take this off the screen.
No. Click the other one down.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Oh, no.
Just close it out of there. It's just, I've got this malware on here. No big.
Okay.
You got to close the browser up top of the right corner.
Okay.
It's killing us.
Oh, okay. So the strategy, I did look at the TikTok account. I want to bring that up. Okay.
Okay.
And I felt it wasn't necessary to create any type of strategy around the TikTok because whatever we're talking about here will work for TikTok, but there's some specific maneuvering with that we can get into later.
Okay.
In other words, when we're talking with our clients, first two platforms we talk about for them to grow is their YouTube channel and their Instagram.
Okay.
Okay.
Why not
YouTube,
Facebook?
because most individuals have no understanding of how to curate a community.
Okay.
Okay. There are millions of Facebook groups. However, 90% of those Facebook groups are not being cultivated. They'll create their Facebook group, and then people they know will join the Facebook group, but the creators of the Facebook group don't go in with any type of deliverables, a system, a content calendar of any kind. And so it just dies off. Okay. Facebook is very important. That's why I put it here, because for your business as insurance, I see a community that needs to be cultivated. And with the community, it makes things more intimate. And so now I trust you because I'm closer to you. And that's what Facebook can do for you. Okay.
But via Facebook group, not
Via
Facebook as a page.
Facebook as a page works, but the group is where you can go in and be a little bit more intimate with the group.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So I first want to go into the YouTube channel. And when we looked at the YouTube channel and looked at the Instagram, we saw an age-old practice that most businesses do. Okay. Most businesses do this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at your YouTube, I can just glance through it. And the first thing I see, people like me will say, oh, how many views? 29 views. And those that are very, let's say the vanity score heavy will say that's not a lot of views. But for me, it's how are we actually utilizing those views? So it's not a bad thing that you have 29 views on some of these shorts. Okay. I love the fact that some of these posts have thumbnails. And when it comes to YouTube at ACAD Social, we'll say this. If you're posting on YouTube without a thumbnail, don't post it.
Okay.
Okay. So these videos here, that doesn't have a thumbnail. That doesn't have a thumbnail. I wouldn't say delete it. I would say create a thumbnail for it. Okay.
There's a close. This looks a little close.
This guy here.
Yeah, right there.
That. Yeah.
And then it goes away.
Okay. Awesome. And so, yeah, one of the best practices is that when you're putting long form videos on YouTube, it's mandatory to have a thumbnail. Why? Because thumbnails can generate 16 to 18% more eyeballs for that post.
Interesting.
Okay. And also too, okay, I'm going to be a bit subjective here. This thumbnail here, that's a very attractive thumbnail, but unfortunately it's too busy. Okay. But it's a really attractive thumbnail because the background is clean. It's white and yellow and I can clearly see what that says. That's a good thumbnail. So I would say don't change that thumbnail, but this thumbnail is a car accident. Okay. Okay. Can they see this?
They're looking at the screen.
They're looking at the screen. Okay. And so why? Because when I glance at that thumbnail, I don't know what that says.
Yeah, I can't.
That's actually a full sentence almost.
Are you new to the U.S. and confused about health insurance?
Right? Now, it sounds real catchy, right? But instead of having all of that in that thumbnail, something that's clean and to the point, let's talk about and educate you. Okay. We would have to change the grammar there. Okay. But that's clean and to the point, right? On that thumbnail.
Okay.
Now, with the thumbnails, what I see I'm not going to go heavy into thumbnails, but just real quick, bear with me. There is a consistency between this thumbnail and this thumbnail. So what that does is that talks to the branding of the channel. It's good to have thumbnails that are curated that are very similar to one another because I now recognize that thumbnail without even seeing the brand logo. So that's a good thing.
Whereas on the right, it's totally different.
It's completely different. It's like, oh, is this from another YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Right?
It does. It looks totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Now, with the long form videos on the YouTube, when we did our audit, we noticed that some of the content that came from here was repurposed into Instagram. Right? Now, I'm going to do something and I want you to be honest with me. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to scroll down and I want your impression when you see it because you got to remember, I'm new, right?
Yeah.
And I saw map and I know what map is because I did my homework on the website.
Okay.
But I'm new.
All right.
And I've never seen it before. So now I'm scrolling down. What is MAP again? Oh, some insurance company. Okay. What are they talking about? Maximize asset protection. Okay. All righty. Okay. All right. That's very boring. correct?
Okay.
Attractive people, nonetheless, but quite boring. It's okay. It's okay. But it's just the same thing. Nothing here. As I scroll down, there's nothing here. Now, if I know you and I think you're just the cream of the crop, I went through the majority, quite a bit of these videos. Okay. This interview is a good interview. Norma is fantastic, truly. However, but that's me spending a few hours on it and really like listening to everything that was being said.
Okay.
But as an average consumer, I'm going to give you 15 to 45 seconds. Okay. I'm going to give you 15 to 45 seconds. And I don't see any I don't see any carousels. I don't see any stories. I don't see any static images that speak to maybe a touch point with me and my insurance or my insurance needs. Let me say that, or my need demographics,
Okay.
right? This here, when I put my cursor over it and it says 0 interactions, 0 interactions, 0 interactions, 0 interactions. As a consumer, when I see all those 0 interactions, I say nobody likes this and I leave.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean the content is bad.
Okay.
It does not mean that. Now, let's go over to Facebook. I want you to see a trend here. Now we're on the Facebook account. Okay. We still see the same lovely young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm scrolling down. She's stalking me now. Okay. I see Norma. Okay. That was refreshing. Okay. Back to the same lovely young lady. Okay. Now, the age-old tale is, listen, it's good to post. Just post. We'll tell people that all the time. Just put the content out there. Make content and put it out there and they will come, right?
Okay.
Field of dreams. Build it, they will come. Build it, they will come. Unfortunately, nowadays, that still applies, but it's futile if you don't have a strategy aligned with it. Okay? So when we look at the YouTube, the Instagram, and the Facebook, we see the same content. It's just a copy and paste with no strategy. Don't feel bad about that. I can show you major corporations that are doing the same exact thing. The only difference between you and them is they have a larger pool of individuals. They've been around 1,000 years. They don't know what they're doing. And they have a name somehow. And so they're not really making that much money directly off of their social media deliverables. However, at the same time, when you look at some of their posts and it may be the same behavior as yours, they'll have so many people liking and engagements and whatnot. That's because they've been around for a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you combat that? Right. Maybe those insurance competitors that you're dealing with. Right. So how do you combat that? So let's go and look at the strategy that we put together. The strategy we put together, it's about 13 pages, but it's only because the font's big. But anyway, it's not too bold to say that your growth of your YouTube channel can go from the 25 it's at now, as far as subscribers, to the 1,000 plus in 6 months. Okay. But we had a conversation before, Mario, and I explained this to you, and that's this. When it comes to social media, everyone gets caught up in the vanity score of, I want to grow my social media. Okay. Believe it or not, before I came here today, true story, I won't give the name because I know the person personally. Okay.
Okay.
The individual has a YouTube channel. This person talks about tech. If you saw the YouTube channel, you would swear this person is making 6 figures, at least 5 figures. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're not making a red cent off of this YouTube channel, and they have over 400,000 subscribers. Yes. Okay. Why? Because they're posting brilliant content. I mean, it looks good, 4K, 60 frames. It's eye-catching. He's doing I couldn't tell him to do anything better with his best practices from an aesthetic standpoint.
Okay.
However, the problem is, and we'll get into that, is he's not telling people where to go. He's trying to do that, but he's not. So my point in saying all that is, with your content, when we say growing your subscribers from 25 subscribers to 1,000 in 6 months, okay, it's just not the 1,000. All right. Increasing the average views on your long form videos to 500 plus in 6 months. Sometimes, and speaking with clients, that's not enough, because in their mind, they're surfing the internet. They're looking at YouTube videos that are galvanizing far more than 500 views.
Okay.
And so my question to that is, what are you going to do with 4,000 views?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's just in my mind, it's just a smaller percentage. You know, if I can just get one or two couple leads out of it, I'm happy.
Okay. So
And it gives
here,
you better credibility, I guess, would be my answer.
okay. So your first answer was the best answer to me, because you have the mindset, Mario, that you're trying to take even the smallest percentage of any number, right, and convert that into a lead, which converts that into revenue.
That ideally, that is where
What we want to do,
that's
right?
where we're at. Before it was credibility, now it is let's lead gen.
Right. So credibility, lead gen, they go hand in hand. Okay. So growing the brand, so growing it to 1,000 and 500 plus more average views, drive 10 plus qualified leads per month, achieve consistent engagements between the likes, comments, and watch time, establish MAP as a trusted authority in health and life insurance. All of that is an integrated, synchronized swimming effect by which, when you're growing your channel, the way in which we talk about in this breakdown, is not just growing the channels. It's growing the channels, and it's making you the trusted authority. Because most of your competitors, and also too, when we get off of the air here, I would love to talk to you about, if you like me, do an audit on your competitors and how you can take some of the things that they're doing well and see if you can integrate them into the strategy that we have here. We've done that for many companies before.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the overview of the primary goals, okay, what are we going to do? What's our ultimate goal outside of these? These are nothing more than vanity scores, right? 1,000 plus more subscribers, 500 plus more views. But the most important line here is driving 10 plus qualified leads per month via video CTAs. That stands for call to actions.
Or we have none on any of our videos, I believe.
Exactly. You don't. Okay. It's okay. It's okay today. I mean, but we need to do that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, also, what I want to show you about your YouTube, which most people do this as well.
Are we going to dive into what those CTAs are like, or can I ask questions about that? Should I wait? Are you going to get to that? Like what these call to actions? No. What you're recommending on those CTAs? You're going to talk about that later on?
No, I don't have a question. I can answer it now. Absolutely. Please.
Well, so when you say CTAs, are these verbal or are these just pure messaging across?
Okay, a little bit of both. Okay, a little bit of both. So let's go into your YouTube channel here. Okay, and let me show you an example. So while you don't have CTAs, I'm going to show you an example while watching one of your videos. Okay, I'll put it on mute. As to how the CTA should express itself. Here's an example of, right? Okay. So let's look at you here. I love this video here. Okay. So when this video comes on, let me bag it up for a second. I love this. When your video comes on, super professional. The name drops down, all that. Name in the upper right-hand corner. This is fantastic. Okay. This is a well-edited video. It's lacking CTAs. The editing is like top notch. Okay. Now you're in the middle of having a conversation. You're educating. Okay. A CTA, this portion of this video is what's called the lower third.
Yep.
All right. Okay. And while we're watching this video, it'd be nice if across the whole bottom of this video screen, a transparent messaging pops up.
Easy enough.
And it tells me, the viewer, where to go. Okay. Where do you want me to go? Do you want me to go and look at some of the information on your website? I'm about revenue. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I love to point people in the direction of a better opportunity by which they can buy your services to change their life. Okay. So this video was 1 minute and 14 seconds long. I would recommend that in this video alone, there should have been 3 CTAs that popped up. This pop up. So I would say every 25 seconds, every 18 seconds, maybe, right?
So make it part of the editing process.
Exactly. A CTA that pops up. Now, I am going to go into your YouTube descriptions. Okay. Because your YouTube descriptions for your YouTube channel for MAP was all over the place. Okay. And let's look at this one, for example. So we're going into the YouTube description. Now, I want you to understand something. There is no way in the world I'm going to read. I did, but I'm not going to read all this. Yeah. No one's going to read all this.
Well, a lot of it's done for Google for SEO stuff.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. A lot of this where you're saying all over the place, it's there for a reason, given other guidance we've gotten from our SEO person.
I got you. Now, this SEO person, bless their heart.
Yeah, they're not social media people.
Right. And so I'm going to show you a YouTube description template
Okay.
that you should use for 6 months once you start initiating the new strategy.
Okay.
And it's going to be
Awesome.
far less heavier than this. Okay. I'm going to give you you don't have to think about it. It's just plug and play.
Okay.
Okay. And it does the work for you. Now, having this information here, it's fine, but I got to get to it before I get to all of this.
Again, we're assuming this is told us, right or wrong, they're under the impression that Google is crawling this stuff, not the consumer. So a lot of it's there for that purpose is what we've been, is why a lot of in the descriptions, what is in there. So and I believe if you scroll down, there's even more. Like I said, the transcript's in there, I guess.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
But they already have the transcript. So, but that was a lot of what was in there for
SEO purposes.
But more for Google search stuff.
Google search.
So
got you.
But
and if it was, and let me say this was posted May 5th. Okay. And no one's liked it. There's no likes.
Yeah.
Right?
None.
Now, so much for SEOs, no offense. However, even if we were to utilize
but it's not to drive traffic to YouTube.
Oh no, I understand. Understand. But at the same time, you want to drive traffic to YouTube.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's
right.
That's why I'm so excited to get you on our live.
Got you. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to go back to the breakdown here. And of course, the focus is going to be cleanup, optimization, that famous word, of course, and content infrastructure. Okay. And the breakdown of that. For example, I want you to see something on your YouTube channel. Let me see, let me go back here. Look at this. On your main page of your YouTube channel, you and Norma's heads are cut off on your banner. I want to see what you look like. Okay. This is your banner. By the way, the logo, fabulous. Love it. The banner, we need to see what you look like. I can't even see. I know that word is insurance, but even on my computer, I couldn't see this.
That's very interesting.
Okay. And by the way, I know that it's not based on any size incorrections because this is the tip top this is not like off screen. This is the top of the banner. Okay. So this needs to be fixed. Okay. Now, does it matter? It does.
Well, yeah,
it does matter.
Yeah, I know. I'd say for sure.
It truly matters, right?
Is our business card, which I'm looking at people as a credibility piece. I mean, that's what they see.
Exactly. But I don't see what you look like. Now, I don't have to know what you look like.
You can't scroll up and we're not there?
No, not at all. Nope.
All right.
Okay. That's why I put this here. Let me show you.
Okay.
So a clear headline, CTA, helping you make smarter insurance decisions. That's nothing more than an example of what can be on that banner.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you can also put a free plan review website link on the banner. Okay. Right on the banner.
You can.
Yes, you can.
A clickable link.
Let me show you.
Okay. Well, I believe you.
So it'll be in this area over here.
Oh.
And I'll be more eager to click it if I'm Spanish speaking, if I see Norma. I'm just saying, possibility.
Oh, totally.
Right? Okay. Profile image. Use high resolution map logo. You're already doing that. Okay. And that's your map logo. The circle. That looks fantastic. Okay. Now, back to the channel description that we talked about that you said was used for SEOs. Okay. And I said we're going to make it very simple and plug and play for you. This is who you are. What problems do you solve? How people can work with you. Okay. So these are just examples of what your descriptions should entail. Of course, it should talk about what the video is, but watch this. So video description template. Use this for all of your videos. Quick video summary, 1 or 2 sentences. Okay. So I'm going to show you an example. I know we saw it again, but I just want to really, so let's go to this video. What does this look like? Let's see here. Let's go down here. Okay, now that's good. That's good. Oh my God. That's a lot. No one's going to read all that. Okay, now watch this. So we put in the quick 1 or 2 sentences. Free plan review. Why is that right there with the link? Because we want to make people respond. We want to make it active because people's attention spans are gone.
Makes sense.
Right? And these are nothing more than examples, but I would highly recommend something that looks very like similar to this, if not this, right? So book a call with MAP, right? Insert the Calendly or a site link, subscribe for weekly tips on insurance and financial planning. And then with each one of your videos, let's put timestamps, because watch this. These are long form videos on YouTube. Long form videos, what do they say? About 2 minutes or 1 minute and 30, about 2 minutes or longer are long form videos. If it's a 23-minute video and I don't know you and I really can't read or understand the thumbnail, I might not, more than likely, I'm not going to click it. If I click it, I'm not going to watch it for 23 minutes. Again, I don't know you that well, right? And what do I want to know about insurance? Of course, insurance is very important, but with the timestamps, it breaks down topics. So what are you talking about from 0 to the first 30 seconds? From 30 seconds to a minute, 15 seconds, right? Topics. And I can show you guys how to do that off camera. Okay?
Yeah, great.
Then follow us on, boom, you're already doing this. And then you have your hashtags here, right? Sometimes people want to put them at the top. I like put them at the bottom. Okay. And thumbnail standards. So this is very important. That one thumbnail that had the full sentence on it had more than 3 to 4 words on it.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to change that to 3 to 4 words. Why? Because the name of the video has all the words it needs to have. But the thumbnail is to say, hey, Mario, come watch this.
Okay.
Right. MAP brand colors. The MAP brand colors, I believe, is blue and white.
Yeah. And green.
And green.
Pretty much blue and white.
Blue and white.
More blue and white.
But some of the thumbnails had some red. Some of the thumbnails didn't exist, right? So if we're consistent across the board, like in that one video with you where it was MAP in the upper right-hand corner, that should be consistent across all of the videos. I just click. Yeah,
you got to close it out. Yeah.
We're good. Okay. High contrast visuals, which those thumbnails that you have on display are high contrast, but MAP brand colors, because now when I see the color and I don't see the logo, I think MAP. When I see blue and white, I think MAP. When I see a certain font, I just think Carvana. You know, they have that unique font, right? When I see a Nike swoosh, of course, we think of Michael Jordan, but I'm saying that brand alignment is key with your videos. Now, you guys have created so many videos that even if you've been consistent with your thumbnails, even if you were consistent with brand alignment with the colors, right? MAP has a certain font to it. And we were able to see that. If your thumbnails had the 3 to 4 words on them, okay, and it was consistent across. If your description template was very, like, this is straight and to the point, and I see the links, and it's not asking me too much, and it's not too busy. It's like, oh, it's inviting. I can click it, okay? You're going to, just that alone, you would just see far more views.
Interesting.
Unbelievable. Just that alone, okay?
That seems absurd.
It does. Not changed anyone's life. It's like, oh, what is this? Boom. Because there are millions upon millions upon millions of people digesting content on YouTube and looking at any and everything they can find. And when they find the MAP striking statement across the thumbnail, that we're going to get into some of them, these statements that you can make that are concern a person that needs insurance, that needs to leave an investment for their children, that's struggling, that has no backup plan, right? Playing on their need, right? And what they don't have and their life expectancy, which is they're running out of time, you can leverage all that. And we'll get into that.
Okay.
So that's the description template, timestamps of what's in the video on YouTube to save people time. People want their time saved, right? So you're respecting their time by having that. And so now back into the lower third CTAs for new videos, right? As that lower third pops up, like what you hear, book a free review, link below. Below where? In the description, right? Without you having to say it, right? Which is good, which is really good. Also, subscribe for more tips like this, right? And just by doing that and being clean, your content already looks super professional, right? So you're winning there. But if your content looks that good, why aren't people biting?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's because they don't see the content before they see the aesthetics first. The aesthetics has to get them to the content.
So just getting into these lower thirds here, they're popping up. Can that just be standardized on every video?
I recommend it.
Okay, cool. So we can just have one template. We add it to every video and boom.
Every video.
Sweet. They can face it out and just
face it out.
Easy.
Absolutely.
And is there a particular order that you recommend? Got a question because I know does it matter?
Okay, so with your videos, okay, we definitely have to get out of the habit. We have to be intentional. So we don't want to be in the habit of having like what you hear, book a free review, on all of them all the time, that's good as the third CTA in the video.
Okay.
Because we're getting to the end of the video, right? So do you like what you've heard? But before that, maybe in that particular video, Mario, if it's you or someone else talking about what services you guys offer, or if you're talking about a concern that your services can address, okay, the CTA is talking to that. So your CTA can point to that service. You guys offer multiple services.
Right.
So your CTAs can talk to those specific services that are relevant to the content of the video that's being talked about.
Like losing access, click here for an appointment.
Exactly.
Click below to schedule an appointment. Something more direct specifically to the video.
To the video.
So we do have to use a little bit of subjectivity on it. Okay.
Absolutely. But near the end, you can always rely on the what you hear, book a free call. Book a free review, right? Subscribe for more tips like this.
All right.
Okay. Now that when you do it that way, that's growing the understanding of they're the experts on that. Okay. So phase 2. Oh, also too, got a question? Drop a comment. This is such a critical. So a lot of times people will do their video. Watch this now on YouTube. Okay. And then the actual content creator will go into the comment section and they'll type, got a question? Hey, drop a question below. And that's great. But it resonates better if it's a CTA that pops up in the video near the end. Okay. Because it's like, it's bold. Now you saw the video. I know you saw that pop up, right? Depending on how long they watch the video, right? But that's good to have in the video. Hey, got a question? Drop a comment. And comments start percolating quite well. Now, with comments, okay, and I won't harp on it too much. With your comments that you receive, it is vital. Because I'm going to say this right now. With 24 subscribers, I don't care if you have this YouTube channel for 3 years. It's a brand new YouTube channel. Okay. It's brand spanking new, like was made last night. It's brand new. Okay. I don't care how many people have watched said YouTube shorts. 24 subscribers, that's how we should treat it. Okay. And so we want to make sure that we're dotting all of our I's and crossing our T's.
I know you say you don't need to sugarcoat anything. All right. Nothing here. We got thick skin. This is business. You just be direct and as raw. And if we get our feelings hurt, that's the way we have to move forward.
Appreciate it.
So please don't hold back.
So let's go into phase 2, strategy and system.
So wait, before you go to phase 2,
yeah.
Phase 1 was pertaining to all channels, or was that just specific to, was this still?
This is YouTube. This is all YouTube right now.
Phase 1, YouTube. Now we're going to phase 2, YouTube. Got it.
Exactly. Okay. Phase 2, YouTube. Okay. So now the focus here is going to be strategic content mix, some good storytelling, and short form optimization. All right. Now, this is going to go into a scheduling of deliverables and what they look like. All right. So we have here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And what you're going to see here is that it's going to be different content going out during the week. Okay. We're not going to just be taking long form and putting it out and cutting it, which is a great best practice if used properly, but that's not going to be the only methodology that we're going to utilize. Okay. So as you see here on Monday, we're saying, and by the way, you can switch this however you want, but I'll say this. When you have a YouTube channel, you have to look at your viewers as people that are coming to watch your miniseries. Game of Thrones came out I don't know, every Thursday. Breaking Bad, every whatever. Okay. So that's how we're supposed to treat our audience. Okay. That's how we at ACAD look at it. Okay. Like they're depending on us to give them the best content. And here's the thing. A lot of times, and a lot of us as social media strategists, we don't like to say this because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. But a lot of times when people aren't following the said YouTube channel or the content, it's because the content sucks.
Yeah.
Right? It just sucks, right? And so it's like, well, does it suck or is it entertaining? Well, it's not entertaining, so I don't like it, so it sucks. So how am I going to watch it? Or how is the content creator going to make it so that I am interested? Right? Because we all know that we all go to YouTube channels, and the majority of videos we watch on YouTube, we never subscribe to the channels, even though the content is great. Right? Yeah. And so at the end of the day, it's, do you really want people to subscribe to your channel, or do you want them to really watch your content and like it and maybe click on something that's in the description that's going to get them closer to buying the service? I would rather have someone watch my content. Okay, you didn't subscribe, but now I have you as a consultation. Okay, but we're going to have a mixture of that for MAP. Okay, as we go down this rabbit hole. So on Mondays, we're saying have a YouTube short under 60 seconds. Okay, a YouTube short under 60 seconds. Visibly and reach is the intent of this. Then come Wednesday. So Derek, you're saying don't post on Tuesday? Yes, don't post on Tuesday on YouTube. Come Wednesday, throw a long form video, but make it a tutorial. Now watch this. Why a tutorial? A long form video, 6 to 10 minutes, and I don't know who you are, and you're just talking into the mic about some cool stuff. But if it's a tutorial, it's kind of engaging, even though it's just, I'm maybe not doing anything, but I'm still like, I'm learning here. It's a tutorial. You're walking me through the process, right? It could be services that are associated with how do I log in and use your services? What does that look like? Okay. It could be the video where it's this screen and then the face is down here and you're walking somebody through the process of using it. But the before, in the middle, and the after is talking to the importance of why this service is needed. We have to keep iterating why the service is needed. If we got to make it life or death, it matters to make it life or death. People don't want to do the hard work. They don't want to read a book. They do not want to read a book. And they don't want to listen to find the nuggets that apply to them. So we have to tell them what they want. Steve Jobs, really good book. Not the best personality in my personal opinion, but he says the consumer doesn't know what they want until you tell them, right? And so as you keep iterating that, it's what helps. So on Wednesday, a long form tutorial video is a good suggestion. On Fridays, a testimonial, a client story, which are nothing more than social proofs, and it helps with conversions. Okay. How has the MAP services changed someone's life? That's rhetorical, but that's what we have to be thinking about. Whose lives have been changed from this? How has it changed their lives? It doesn't have to be a situation by which you have to find this client and put the mic in front of them. You as the service person, you know how it changed their life. I'm sure you have a list of people who maybe said something in small talk that talked about how this is going to benefit them. Or you know as the expert how your services are going to benefit them. Okay? Well, how does it benefit them? And we talk about that with those wonderful overlaid videos. Okay, that really says a lot and speaks very loud when we're putting it out consistently like this. Now, again, this is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I would go as far as to say this. It's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at a said time. Okay, for 6 months.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what are content pillars? Do we know what content pillars are?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we have here content pillars. These are nothing more than ideas that are under the umbrella of MAP that we can utilize as more and additional content that's going to be relevant for where we place it strategically, right? For more engagements. Now, here we have examples: education-based, fact-based, story-based, conversion-based, right? Very simple. So with the education-based, what is indexed universal life, right? 3 mistakes to avoid in Medicare enrollment. Those are extremely catchy titles. As a title, I didn't say, titles for the video. On the thumbnail, I'll make it a little bit shorter. Okay. Also, too, fact-based. Should I buy insurance if I'm young and healthy? Term versus whole. What does that mean? Which one should you choose? Fact-based. See the variety here? And you're putting this in front of people, and all this content you're putting out, I'm talking all of the content you're putting out, whether it's education-based, fact-based, story-based, conversion-based, it has CTAs. With all the content that you're putting out, you have to take the customer on a journey where to click something and take them down the rabbit hole to make it more granular so that they can get off and make a decision. Story-based, how MAP helped a family save $1,200 a year. This is why group insurance isn't always enough. And we talk to those ideas. Okay? Now, watch this. We talk to these ideas and we break this up again according to this. Keep it simple. Okay? Now, what happens after 1 month of doing this consistently, it's going to look like a ton of content. There's going to be a ton of attractive thumbnails. Okay? Now, what your YouTube channel doesn't have is enough shelves. Let me show you something. You know what shelves are?
You told me about it the other day. I didn't until we
You know what it
talked
is.
about.
You know what it is. It's just people don't really address it. All right. So for you, videos, shorts,
These are all shelves.
those are shelves. But none of these shelves are specific to MAP.
So we can have like a life insurance show, a
Exactly.
health insurance show.
Exactly. Videos that talk to health insurance, videos that talk to life insurance, right? That selection. So now what you've done is you've helped my eyeballs. I want these videos. Or the whole time I get here to this channel, I know I see these two people here. You have a link there. I see it. It makes sense.
So we need to create shows. Okay, health insurance, a life insurance,
Exactly.
any of the particular videos.
Exactly.
Do those align with playlists?
They do. They do.
So is that typically a show? I mean, if you automatically put health under the playlist health,
It's not going to just pop up. You have to make that.
you have to make
You have to actually go in
on the video itself.
Yeah. So when you go into the, my man hates when I say this, but when you go on your dashboard of YouTube, you create the shelves, and then you can put them in. You can put those videos into a playlist.
But every time you post, I'm saying, do you have to somewhere in there? You're selecting what shelf you ultimately want it to live.
Yes.
It's not if I adding into this playlist, it's automatically getting placed on that shelf.
Yes, it will.
Oh, well, that's my
It will.
question.
It will.
Okay,
It will.
So they do.
It will.
Align.
It does. They do align. Yes. Good question. Great question. Okay. So having that shelf there, you can have, I wouldn't say have it education-based, fact-based, story-based. Have it more according to the lingo, as you mentioned, health insurance, life insurance. It can be mistakes to avoid shelf. What are all the tragedy stories that you've heard? Like avoid this, avoid this, avoid this, avoid this, avoid this. People love horror stories. Okay. You can have a shelf talking about how MAP helped a family save $1,200 a month. So that's a shelf that's talking about all of your rescue missions.
Okay, so you name them whatever, and again, the name is the playlist name.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, conversion based. Why you need a free plan review now? That's huge. You can have a whole shelf dedicated to converting people. Let us simplify your insurance options. Here's how. Okay. These are nothing more than examples that work, but there's a plethora of examples like that you can utilize.
Okay.
When I was on your website, and I have a lot to say about your website, I'm not going to go into that today.
Thank you.
No worries. But the website's really good, by the way. I like the website. No. I like the website. Okay. There's not a perfect website in the world. Okay. Every website can be better. But what I'm saying is there's so much information to extrapolate from your website that when I go to your socials, there's a disconnect. The disconnect is there's nuggets on the website. I don't want to call them case studies, but I was perusing all through it. And I'm like, where's this at on Instagram? Where's this at on YouTube? They're just not there. And there are ways in which you can start taking that information and putting it on here. But we have to be intentional in how we put it on the social media channels, right? Because it doesn't matter that we just put it on there. It
turn off notifications.
Okay. So this here, again, content pillars, again, are nothing more than ideas to utilize that you can take from all of the services that you offer. Your website is a great place of that. You guys know the services you also offer because you guys own the company, and you can put those services up in here. And then that's how you can, let's say, cross-pollinate that over into your socials, but with the strategy. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. No more, no less. Okay. Every single day, we're going to get to that. That's what Facebook and Instagram is for.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we go into this third phase here, growth and promotions, month 5, month 6. Promotion, lead generation, audience engagement. Now, strong closing CTAs in every long form video. Every video, right? Encourage comments and feedback. That is pertaining to when comments start to come in. I don't care if it's one comment. Clobber them. If one person says, wow, this is good information, comment, reply to them. Oh, thank you so much for commenting. Are you interested in blah, 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 blah? Or don't even sell them, but just comment and talk to them. Okay. Now, use pinned comments with clickable CTA links. This is so cool. So watch this. So in your comment section, right, you can actually, and we've done this for other companies. I worked in the gaming industry for years, and this worked really well. And a lot of times people say, well, in gaming, it's not fair to use that example because it's so much easier to have an audience in gaming because of the genre, because it's gaming and people are just, vainglorious about playing games. And I would say, there's a lot of truth to that, but I've used it for people that are selling styrofoam cups as well. Okay. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but something close to that. And it worked. The point is, when you're in the comment section of your YouTube video, you can place a pinned comment as the first comment. Okay. And whoever comments, the comment comes after that. It won't be the one at the top. That'll be the pinned one. And within that comment, you can put a link. Okay. We recommend that those links be something that's driving someone to a free service to give free value.
Okay.
Okay. And so that's what that's pertaining to. That's a cool, small best practice. Most people don't use it. I recommend it. Because if you look at that being there and you look at the full YouTube growth strategy, this is for 6 months. If we go a full year and you keep that pinned and you, let's say you recycle it out every quarter, okay? If you do the math on how many people respond to that by adding, you can add maybe a high roll link to it. Okay. You know what a high roll link is?
Never heard of it.
Okay. A high roll link is more or less a tracking link. A tracking link tells you not who clicked it, but when it was clicked, it'll tell you who clicked it. Excuse me. Who clicked it. And then the customer journey will show you how it drove them and what they clicked.
Okay.
Right. So by the end of the year, you can see how much revenue that clickable CTA, that's a pinned comment that you posted, you changed every quarter, how much revenue it brought in. It's that fine tuned. Okay. I'm sorry to use so many words to explain that, but it's very simple.
Very good.
Okay. Now, cross promotion strategy. Repurpose videos for Instagram. We talked about that. I put TikTok here, Facebook embed because it's applicable. But let me say this. What you put on Instagram, I've done this with various companies. It doesn't work on TikTok. I saw your TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there's content that's from your Facebook and your Instagram that you just converted over to TikTok.
That's
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the TikTok has not the right, it doesn't have any growth at all. We can help it grow.
None of the channels do, let's be honest.
Right. But because of the nature of the audience of TikTok, there are different methodologies of content that we can place on TikTok for map that's relevant for that audience. That'll be more attractive. That'll drive that audience. Okay. So watch this. What about, Derek, this content you're talking about on TikTok? Can that be converted onto Instagram, and does that do well? Yes. From our research, when you place content on Instagram that you just repurpose over to TikTok, even if it's okay content on Instagram and it does fairly well or really well, it doesn't perform that well on TikTok. Now, sometimes it works. More than 80% of the time, it does okay. Okay. But if you have great content on TikTok and you put it on Instagram, it does so well. Now, of course, we've seen where the numbers were, we expected more, but going from TikTok to Instagram with the repurposing of your content is magic. It works very well that way. Okay. Now, the average person, don't feel bad about that. The average person doesn't know what I told you because they don't sit there and look at analytics numbers all day and figure it out. Okay. So that's just how that works. YouTube videos on websites, on website and blog posts, share shorts to stories with swipe ups or link in bio CTAs. Okay. So these are all best practices that you'll start doing on your YouTube. Okay. Pointing people to the website. You're already doing that on many of your videos, but you're going to be driving more eyeballs to your website from the YouTube channel because your video description template is going to be more inviting. Progressively, there will be more links added to your template. Okay. Things like, hey, you know what? This is a great video. Let's put a video link to it. No, we're not going to put a video link in the description. We're going to put end screens. You know what end screens are?
You only because you brought them up to me the other day, but prior to that, I'd never heard of end screens.
Okay, let's go to this video. You have a great video here. You've seen them before. Okay. So I'm going to go all the way here. Wait, let me see. Okay. So wait, hold on. Give me a second. Okay. So here. Okay. So now it's video's going off. It's going off. Okay. You see this right here? That's an end screen.
This thumbnail here.
That thumbnail is end screen.
Okay.
Yeah, you have your logo here. But what I'm going to recommend is that we have this up here. It's more visible here. Have this thumbnail.
So we have control of that is what you're saying.
Yes. Someone who did this for you added, this is called an end screen. I recommend this, but you could have put an end screen here and an end screen in the upper right-hand corner as well. Okay.
And you get to choose the time when these end screens pop up.
Yes. In the dashboard of YouTube, in fact, on here, it gives you the option of what time. So if you notice, it popped up at the, let's see, it popped up. It's still up there, huh? Let's see. Let's go back here. No way. When did it pop up? When did it pop up? Okay, so around the 55-minute mark, it popped up. Okay, that's good. That's really good because you only have about 19 more seconds left in that video. And so utilizing end screens is wonderful, and having one in the upper left-hand corner, upper right-hand corner. What that's going to do is it says you have more content, right? But because you're an insurance company, an insurance agency, okay, it'd be great to have as you have more videos and more content, it'd be good to have end screens that are relevant or closely related somehow to the video that they watched. Okay. It's okay to have a video about police officer needs to trust, right?
But it's not relevant
At all.
What's going on? Yeah.
Right. But as you go further and you're talking about insurance for officers in that video, and then it's time stamped in the description, then having that end screen makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It does sound quite granular and acute, but it's what works. Okay. So let's go back to the breakdown. So that's what we mean here with CTAs. That's a call to action, that end screen. But the CTAs we're also talking about outside of the pop-ups are links. Okay. Links are important. Okay. So having links in your Instagram videos, okay, not in the actual video, but by telling someone to go to the bio and click the link, okay, is huge. But most times people do not tell their viewers to do that on Instagram. On Instagram, individuals, content creators, they don't do this. The good ones do who make money. But the majority do not tell individuals that are viewing their content to go to the bio for more information. Okay? It's very critical that we do that. It's critical that we do that. Okay? That's the cross-promotion strategy. We have to tell people where to go. It makes no sense to make a cool, great-looking, wonderful post that is fantastic data, but there's no link to other information. Okay?
Okay.
So it's good to do that. Also, comment engagement. So reply to all comments within 24 hours. Ask viewers to drop questions and respond in future videos. Okay, that's a cool pin that we talked about earlier to the top comment to drive more conversation. Now, YouTube Shorts retargeting. You guys are already doing this, but repost best shorts with updated hooks. What's a hook? We know what a hook is. Don't make this mistake with your life insurance. Hooks grab our attention. I want to watch it. Here's what 90% of people get wrong.
And so you're suggesting make another little video that's going to go at the beginning is this
Exactly.
hook.
Exactly.
And it's breaking into the
because it's all of
content.
Exactly, Mario. It's about how you're going to engage me in the first 3 seconds. Some people say 5 seconds. I'm like, nah, it's 3 seconds. I mean, it's like I glance at it because so much content is pulling us all over the place, right? It's all over the place, the content that's pulling at us. And we need to be able to be consistent with how we're curating our content. Now, all these things I'm talking about, I hope it's not, it's intended to be exhaustive, but it becomes knee-jerk as you're doing it.
I mean, it sounds overwhelming just because
it's new and
right.
Exactly.
I'm sure once you hit through and get used to it, it's no big deal.
It really is no big deal. Okay. And then what you start realizing is as you're going over every 2 weeks, we do bi-weekly reports, but we stick to 30-day reports.
Okay.
When we start looking at the analytics and what these behaviors are showing us, then there's what's called micro pivots, which I'm not going to go into too deep, but there are micro pivots of, hey, let's change the CTAs. We're not stopping the CTAs, but let's change the CTAs. For example, we talked about the lower third pop-up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, there's also a methodology that we utilize with CTAs where that lower third transparent screen that pops up with the message,
mm-hmm.
we can also add a full screen transparent image. But wouldn't that cover Mario's face? It'll cover him, but I can see him through the transparency.
Sure. And
the messaging is on the side and it's a little bit bigger and a little bit more grabby.
Sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's one way of which we can change up through micro pivots, ways in which we can say, hey, let's study this for, we're going to put out how many more videos based on our content calendar. Let's look at changing up the CTAs and let's remix the YouTube description template a little bit more in the bottom. Okay. And add this new service that we have. Okay, let's add a poll link to it and see what people are saying after 3 months, right? As we're drawing closer to that 1,000 subscriber number, right? Now, monthly performance goals, 2 months. In 2 months, we want to be at 100 subscribers. Okay?
Okay.
Again, that's an awesome number. Average long form views, we want 50. Okay. Average short views, we want 500. Every short video you put out, we want to average of 500. And of course, the analytics of YouTube gives us all that information.
Okay.
Okay. And while that comment per video that says 2 seems like a god awful, like, Derek, 2, trust me, if 2 people are commenting regularly, you're smoking.
Oh man, we can get to 1 regular.
Trust
so
me.
Say 2.
Yeah, that's momentum. I'm serious, because that's not accounting for all of the absolute eyeballs that are viewing it. Okay. That are not accounted for in the view list. Yes, I just said that. There are sometimes views that you have that are not accounted for. A view by definition, okay, my number might be wrong, but a view by definition is defined as someone who watches your video for a certain amount of time, and then the algorithm counts it as a view. But I may watch it for 10 seconds and then leave. Is it counted as a view? Sometimes it's not, but I viewed it. Okay. So back to those 2 comments. That's regular 2 comments. People die. Shouldn't say die. People want those 2 comments. Okay. They want those 2 comments. Okay. And then lead form clicks. That's how we make money. Okay. We want people clicking on lead forms, driving them to consultations, questionnaires, right? Polls. I like polls to be utilized more so on Facebook. Okay. And any other services that you want to put in front of people that they can click on and get more information on, where you can identify that they clicked it. And that's where tracking links come in. So you can see the clicks. And with the tracking link through certain services, you can measure the tracking link to YouTube's numbers to verify, to see if it's accurate. YouTube does a pretty good job. They do pretty good with their accuracy, but it's good to have a tracking link, because a tracking link now allows you to see, and there's services I can recommend to you that'll allow you to see the actual customer journey. Like, you'll see what they clicked on while they were there and what happened. Now that tells us, based on what their behavior was, how we need to adjust and make little micro pivots within. Okay. So now we can fine tune how to make even more revenue. Okay. But again, that's the first 2 months where we want to be with the numbers. Okay. Month 4, it goes up a little bit. 400 subscribers, average long form views, 250, average short views, we want 1,000. Okay. Of course, comments have gone up a little bit, but now 20 lead forms, I now break that down to, if I have 20 leads in 4 months, that's an average of per month. Okay. By the 4th month, we're having 20 clicks per month. You following me, Mario?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now when I look at that 20, I'm saying, okay, if I'm averaging 20 per month times 12, that's a nice number. Okay. So now I have to do the math in how many of those am I going to convert? Simple math. So now by month 6, we go up to that number that you saw initially, which is the 1,000 subscribers, 500 plus long form views, 2,500 average short form views. And I'm going to tell you this right now, going from the 1,000 short views, average video short views, to 2,500, that can be some heavy lifting. Okay. What does that mean? That can be tough. That can be hard to do, right? By being consistent, if we get to 1,800 from this, that's a win. Okay. It's a win. It's a win.
All right.
In my experience, we've had people get to, in 4 months, 600 views, which was their average. And, why am I not at 1,000? We want to be at 1,000. I'm like, yeah, but your lead form clicks are at 30. So now you have a better conversion off of a smaller view. So yeah, you want to hit these numbers, but we want those lead form clicks. Now watch this, Mario. All of these numbers, in my personal opinion, mean absolutely nothing if we don't have lead form clicks for them to click on. They'll come, they'll enjoy, they'll see Norma, she's fabulous, she's too much information, it's just fantastic, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then they leave. What was the point, right? So having those lead form clicks, meaning those links in the description, those CTAs, right? Yeah, those end screens. There's also something called cards, which I'll go over with you as well. It's something that can happen during your video. So let me show you this real quick. So this is a video here. A card is nothing more than something that'll pop up here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally like an end screen, and it'll pop up and you'll be like, huh. And the viewer will click it and it takes them to another video. Because what that is a methodology of a rabbit hole. They're now going down the map rabbit hole, and they're just getting so much information. And what that does is it allows you to be literally the authority on the matter. It's attractive and fun to do it because, as we talked about, I am now basking in all of this wonderful knowledge that you're giving me through, where is it at here? Where is it at? Through your education-based, fact-based, story-based, and conversion-based content.
Which at this point, all we're doing is really education-based.
Right.
We're not doing the FAQ. We're not doing the story-based, conversion-based. We're not doing any of those three. It's solely 100% education.
Education. Right. Okay. So now 6 months, we want lead form 40 plus. Questions?
Well, a couple questions. So let me ask you this. So we are currently using a particular platform that we can put schedules in, and it handles the posting. Is that
Buffer?
What's it called? It's called Cloud Campaign.
Okay, that's like Buffer or like Sprout Social or...
Yes, that's one of those, like a Hootsuite. We can schedule out your posts and whatnot.
Those are solid. Yeah, those are good.
Okay, I mean, is that something that you recommend, you don't like, or either doesn't?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, you can't replace going back into the back end of YouTube and you can't do all those things in Cloud Campaign that you've described. Putting in, you're not going to be able to do that from that post.
Well, no.
So it must need to post and then go in and do your, because you had the various little pop-ups you were talking about. So I don't think you add it to a playlist specifically. I think there's a lot of things you've described in here.
I'm so sorry to cut you off, Mario. What you're describing is nothing more than a posting service.
Yeah.
Okay. What these posting services are, and they're quite robust. Sprout Social, I don't recommend it for small businesses or medium-sized businesses because I believe that it can be god awfully expensive. Okay. I like Buffer. Buffer's pretty cool only because I've used it and it's pretty cool. It's very user friendly. Okay. And while they do have these new AI tools and it's quite robust, they're nothing more than you taking your content and you putting it in there and you're telling the system when you want to post it. Now, they are working on AI, okay, that's going to tell the client, okay, we see all your content. We recommend that we make the post on these days at this time because the AI will be able to go into your YouTube. And I'm going to detour here for a second about YouTube and the point that I'm making. Within YouTube, when you have enough views, okay, in the dashboard of YouTube, when you have enough views, YouTube will compliment you by giving you a chart. You don't have the chart now. I haven't been in your dashboard, but I know it's not there because you don't have enough views. When you have enough views, it gives you a recommended day time posting schedule. It's fantastic. However, once you start really killing it, that actual chart that YouTube provides you with, there are these purple lines all over the place, and the darker they are the most dense times in which you should post. Okay. The AI on the services that you're talking about aren't yet doing it to that effect. I think Sprout Social have pulled it off. We do things manually. Do we use AI? Sure. For that, no. Because we sit there and we look at the numbers and within YouTube it's a cheat code. Basically, you can see, at 12 o'clock p.m. On Monday, the map audience is crazy dense. So that's when that's going to be. In fact, we're going to post it an hour before then, right? For the next week and see that behavior. Because if you're making a post on the days outside of when your audience is actually on YouTube, you're missing it out. You're missing the opportunity. So to your point about these posting services, for the most part, most of them are nothing more than you going in. Okay. They're a great resource because you don't have to manually make the post yourself on your YouTube channel.
Correct.
You can link from your channels from the service, and you put the content in, and it's going to systematically put the content out when you want it to go out. I do recommend those services, right? Especially if you're not the social media person. Even if a person is a social media coordinator, right? I would recommend that they have that service. Absolutely. Because what's wonderful to have is a content calendar associated with that. And our clients demand it.
Which it does have that. Which so we can see everything they're going to the different channels.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I mean, it's another conversation for another day. I was just kind of curious your thoughts if you thought that they would throttle back because it was being posted via campaign service. What some of these other ones that
who would throttle back?
YouTube. We didn't know.
No, they
don't care.
No.
Okay. So,
No.
okay.
The algorithm, that does not affect the algorithm's behavior whatsoever.
Okay. Well, that was a question we always kind of wondered.
Okay.
So obviously through this process, when you do this, and then let's let you finish this portion of the audit. I do think that we should have the Facebook, Instagram separate. Like, let's take a break.
Okay.
Well, let's finish up the YouTube side here.
Okay.
And then let's kill this for a second and let everybody take a break here.
Let them breathe a little bit. Yeah, I'm almost done here.
Okay.
So
you get through the YouTube stuff, please.
okay. So tools to use. I won't go over this. You guys are killing it when it comes to your video editing. I'm sure that a quick fix in your thumbnails are great, but I do recommend lower thirds. Of course, you know how to do that. And of course, in these notes, the breakdown template of what to add in that description for the videos works. And then, of course, I just go into next steps, and it just breaks down everything I just talked about in a nutshell, in a crazy nutshell. It's a gist, more or less. So there you have it.
There you have it. Anybody else? Head spinning as terribly as mine is. Mine is spinning big time.
Any questions, you guys? Anything, please. I love questions. Okay.
Well, there's no other questions. Guarantee there's gonna be a lot more questions. This was a huge. I tell you what, you're just confirming what I absolutely cannot stand about social media.
Okay.
All these things, and I'm so thankful you're here to kind of hold our hand through it.
Sure.
And I recognize I'm going to go back to the podcast, the last one that you and I did. The reality is, people out there that hate it like I do is because we don't see success.
Mm-hmm.
We spend all this time making this content, and we never get hyped up or excited about it because we don't see the fruits of that labor.
It's frustrating.
And I'm going to go back to what was, that big point is you need to start with the coach, because there was a lot to this, and I'm glad that we have what we have in place.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to improve than create a lot of times.
Exactly.
So I think we can easily make some tweaks. It's going to shake us unlearning some bad behaviors.
Okay.
And then also bringing on some new behaviors, which I'm not looking forward to learning, but obviously we're committed. We're in it. And I will absolutely commit to working this path, especially if you're telling me you think in 6 months we can get 40 leads. So you hear this, folks. We're gonna check this out, and we're gonna follow
40 leads. Oh my God, that's nothing. It's 6.
They're organic. Yeah, okay, great. See, it's nothing. So you heard it here. So
we heard it here first,
and we're gonna follow the plan, and I look forward to it, because honestly, that'll make it worth it. Right?
Yes, it will.
And I look forward to having this conversation in 6 months and seeing how my attitude has changed. Because right now I'm just like, man, I am pissed. And I'm like, this conversation is very, very frustrating, and pissed at myself. No other person on this call. I'm mad at myself for not spending a lot more time to find a guy like yourself who could help us understand this, hold our hand, give us the coaching we need.
Yes.
So